serviceman who made this phone call, it's so important that he did that, and I don't want him to go unrecognized, because I can't imagine the trauma that he had hearing this in a foreign country, that his brother had done something like this, asking his brother to take accountability. And then because his brother doesn't want to be a man, he has to do it, but he did it, and I give him credit for doing that. The other thing that this case I think really drives home is that there is insufficient consideration given to the people that work in the criminal justice system. So I want to say to the police, to the detectives Remington and Diaz, I certainly know that your job is very difficult. And I look at these photographs, and it's very hard. And I think you should be recognized more for the difficulty of what you do. And the same to the state. And to the defense, this is equally difficult for you. What we do every day is so hard. People don't give any of us the credit that we deserve for dealing with the horrors that are brought before us. And Mr. Rodriguez, this is a horror. I know as a judge I'm not supposed to show emotion. And in 22 years I never have. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And I don't understand, Mr. Rodriguez, why you don't want to cleanse yourself and tell the truth about what happened here. And I hope someday you do. Whatever this child's life was supposed to be, you make sure it didn't happen. You and Larissa. I look at friends and family, people who are desperate to have children and want to have families, and you two have babies with no consideration. You just keep having them, disregarding the value of their life, disregarding their purpose in life, like they're less than an object, no regard. I didn't even hear you say you were sorry. I will not accept the recommendation for Mr. Rodriguez. These crimes are horrific. There's no question in my mind that this child was abused. It's clear that you did everything you could, you and Larissa, to hide evidence to protect yourselves. You had every opportunity at so many points to make a difference, to get help, to stop beating somebody, to call the police, to ask for help, to try to take him to the hospital. I have to imagine that at some point you got on the internet and said, how do I bury a body? Because this is unbelievable to me. The level of meticulousness that you went through to not be discovered. I honestly don't know how you live with yourself. I don't know how either one of you live with yourself. The court imposed a sentence as follows. Count 1, involuntary manslaughter, felony of the first degree, 11 years in prison. Count 2, felony of the second degree, felonious assault, 8 years in prison. Count 3, felony of the felony of the second degree, 6 years in prison. Count 5, abuse of a corpse, felony of the fifth degree, 9 months in prison. Counts 1, 2, and 3 to be served consecutive to each other and concurrent to the sentence imposed in count 5 for a total sentence of 25 years. The sentence is to be served concurrent to the sentence previously imposed in 625-508 for a total sentence of 25 years. Your sentence as follows. Count 1, involuntary manslaughter, 11 years in prison. Count 2, felony of the second degree, felonious assault, 8 years in prison. Count 3, felony of the second degree, 8 years in prison. Count 5, abuse of a corpse, 1 year in prison, all counts to be served consecutive to each other with credit for any time served. That's a total sentence of 28 years. That's the maximum sentence.